everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, we will be actually building a resume for an entry-level data analyst. So let's start building. Let's start building a resume for an entry-level data analyst. You can follow along with me. So the first thing that I would add is I'm building this on Google Sheets. So you can follow along with me. The first thing that I would add, of course, is my name and my contact information. So let's go ahead and do that. So I would go into Insert, Drawing, where I will add a text box. Not a text box, but a rectangle with something like this. And this looks good to me, and I'm okay with the color. I wouldn't want to add some bright colors as a background for my name and contact information. That pops up too much and it will hurt the eyes. So I think this color looks good. So I'm going to save and close and just make sure that it looks good. You gotta edit it, and this I think looks good to me. So I will go ahead and add in my name here, the location, the city and the state, my email ID, contact number, and my portfolio. If I have one, I will add the link to it right here and link to my LinkedIn. Alright, so this looks good. I'm going to center this, and of course my name, I'm going to highlight it and increase the size of it. I think this looks perfect. So I'm going to save and close this, and I think it looks good. The next thing that give a tip for you is make sure that you add in your right email ID, and most importantly, don't have cooldude@gmail.com and things like that. So have a proper email ID with your first name, last name @gmail.com, or it could be much more professional, at least with your last name or something like that. So have a good email ID and make sure that you have proper contact information, your contact number on it in the right format. And also make sure that the links are right. The last thing you want to do is sending the wrong information to the recruiter, which is not a good sign. So the next thing that you want to have on your resume is an objective. Even though you're an entry-level data analyst, I would recommend you to have an objective where you mention about what is your strengths, and how you can add the value to the company with those strengths. We'll get into it. So let's dive into what are the different key things that you need for a data analyst resume. So the next is objective. Then the next one is skills, and then it's education, and then you have projects. If you've done volunteering experience, any volunteering experience is appreciated. Then interests. So, and then I would select all this. Usually I keep the headings to 13. This looks good for me. I generally have tried to keep resume pretty simple and with actionable keywords. So in objective, I usually add, like if I'm a entry-level data analyst, I would, because my strength is data visualization. So I would add I would add for an objective, I would add I am a result-oriented professional with strong data visualization skills, seeking to utilize visualization techniques, and data experience. As a data analyst, add the company name, coming with expert knowledge in SQL, Tableau, and Python. So this is the objective that I would put in. Generally, the key thing is for an entry level role, it's better to always have at least one focus area. If you are good at SQL, then you might want to mention that you are a result-oriented professional with high experience, high expertise in SQL, or identify your strengths and play to your strengths. That's the key thing. And once you're done with the objective, let's look at the skills section. So in what does this skills section need to contain? So basically, skills section, as an entry-level data analyst, you would have taken courses, but if your degree is not relevant to the job you're applying to, or if you have taken up courses in data and you're trying to transition, say for example, for this example I'll take, you're from a mechanical background, you're transitioning to data analytics, and you've taken courses probably over your last final year of your graduation, you are taking all the data analytic courses and you're trying to build up the skills. So the skills here that you would mention is, it's better to break it down into categories. So for example, if you've done any database and programming languages, if you've done any of those, so mention them here, like SQL, data mining. These are courses. It need not be relevant to your graduation. It can be additional courses that you've taken. So if you've done Python, if you've done Java, or if you've done MATLAB, depending on what kind of courses you've done. Then the next thing is, what are some of the statistical, since we have mentioned here, that you have strong data visualization skills, probably we'll put that next. Data visualization. So what have you done in data visualization? It could be Tableau, it could be Power BI, then it could be SPSS. Probably you've done SPSS in your coursework, so you're going to be adding it here. The next thing is statistical techniques that you have learned in the courses that you've taken. So that could be hypothesis testing, regression analysis. Then the next one would be, have you done certifications? So if you've done certifications, that's really good. It's good to have certifications on your resume. So if you've done the basic Microsoft Data Analyst 100 certification, put that in here. So now once you are done with the skills section, we'll take a look at the education section. So in the education section, you will be focusing more on like what kind of education you have. And here again, we're talking about a person who is coming from a different background into data analytics. So let's add the education here. So put in the university name. Then bachelor of, for this example, we are taking you that you have a bachelor in mechanical engineering. Which location is the university and the dates of graduation. Say you started in August 2018 to 5th of 2020 and you're a recent graduate, right? So say you're a recent graduate. Okay, so the next thing, let's fast forward, and now let's look at how much is your GPA. Cumulative GPA 3.8 out of. Then the next one could be the relevant coursework. I have to add relevant coursework because for a recent graduate, a relevant coursework is really important. So even if you've done a completely different, like if say for example you're coming from a healthcare background, I know there wouldn't be much relevant coursework, but if you have taken any kind of math courses or statistics courses, if you come from a different domain, then you probably, if you have any math background, statistic background, then you can add these relevant courses. Or if you don't have any relevant coursework, you can add additional courses where you are showing the employer that you have taken additional courses with your university program. So in my case, I'm from a Bachelor of Mechanical. For this example, I did take big data analytics, and then I took statistics. I had mathematics, and then I also did a little bit of C++. So I'm going to add that. Then on top of that, I also did additional courses. So I'm going to add that in here. Additional courses, that was in Python, then data mining. I did data mining courses, and then I did Tableau and Power BI. Okay, so I'm going to add in all the additional coursework here. The next one that we will be looking into is the experience. So before we get into the experience, I would like to talk about what you can actually add in here. So when we talk about experience, when you're always explaining about your experience in a resume, I would suggest you to go into the job description that you are applying for. So the job description that you will be applying for will be it will have the relevant keywords that you need to use in your experience section. And now, since we're talking about an entry-level data analyst who is right out of a school, and you will have some sort of experience that you've done, maybe it could be some sort of help, like some sort of volunteering that you did in analytics that sparked your interest in analytics. So that experience is really valuable, and I would suggest you in the initial stages you to put in those as your experience. So talking about that, now let's look at a job description. Let's look at this PepsiCo's job for a junior data analyst, right? So here, now I will take in all this, just copy the entire job description. I am using this free word cloud generator. So I'm going to copy all this job description from PepsiCo's junior data analyst job and paste it into this free word cloud generator and hit visualize. And here, as you can see here, you can find data, business. That's the first one, data, business. Then you have familiarity. So they want someone who is looking for more like data and kind of business focused person who is also has like familiarity with supply requirements. Okay, so now that we understand the different keywords that they're using, we will get into the experience section for this particular job. So we'll get into the resume and see how we can use these words in our experience section. Now let's look at the experience section. So if you have taken up any sort of non-profit activities, or if you have volunteered or interned in any place, then this is the best place where you can actually mention that experience. If you've interned, and if you've particularly interned in a place related to data. So when you have identified that you have a knack for data, and you know that you want to get into this field, I think that is the place where you start adding or tying all your experiences to this particular resume. So if you have interned or worked for a nonprofit organization, helping them with data, understanding the data and all that, so you might want to add in that experience right here. So let's also here, if you have, make sure that you mention were you a volunteer or an intern. So I go ahead and add internship experience here at a nonprofit organization. So let's speed it up and mention the time frame that you did this internship, and if you've still been doing internship work for them. So in this experience section, I'm going to add bullet points, and bullet points are the best, and you should only be using these points. In the experience section, I usually use action verbs first, and then some sort of numbers and measures to show what and how much you have improved, or sales or whatever. So that kind of action verbs first, and then the number, the quantitative number of how much you've improved. So let's get started, and let's quickly look at what kind of experience you can write for an entry-level data analyst. I'll say here I built a Tableau dashboard with business KPIs, monthly revenue, sales, saving, now if you have, this is the only experience you have, now this is good to go. Next is the project section, where we will be diving into the different projects that you have done. So if you have only done, this is your only internship, but if you have more, you can add it to the next experience section. So also make sure that the latest experience is up at the top, and as you go down, you will have your previous experiences. The next section is projects, and in projects, you want to explain to them what are the different types of projects that you have done. So in the project section, be sure to add in projects that where you're showcasing your strengths. So since we have already focused on your data visualization skills, and that's your strength, so I'm going to put projects that are relevant to my strength. And so projects could be maybe COVID location hotspots. So I built, basically you're telling them that you built a location hotspot dashboard featured on Tableau community page. Build visualizations. Show the regions are affected by COVID and real-time data. So what did you do in this project? So why was it effective? So many people could go ahead and access this particular dashboard and see the real-time data of where all COVID has been spreading. So this probably saved time for people, right? Like you don't have to go into Google and see which location has the high COVID. So this probably saved time. So I'm going to mention that this saved probably 15 minutes on browsing to see the areas hotspots. Okay, so generally, like whatever projects that you mention here, always make sure, as you can see here, make sure that show them what you built and put across the point where you're good at. That is, you are good at visualization, right? So show them what we visualized, and then the next thing, most important thing for any business is what did you do? How did it impact? Show them your impact. So I would say these are the key things for project. Now that we have covered projects, we will get into volunteering experience. Again, I would say that put in relevant projects, and these projects could be 1, could be 2, could be 3, but don't go beyond 3 or 4 projects. So you at least have 2 to 3 projects that are completely relevant to the job that you're applying. The next one is the volunteering experience that you have. So as an undergrad, if you have any experience volunteering somewhere at a nonprofit, it's very important for you to put that up, and because it shows your ability to work, even though because volunteering experience comes from a noble cause. So it shows that you can do volunteering and help the community and help them through your skills. So volunteering experience is important. Again, it's not necessary, and you can put in your experience. Now I'm going to put in my personal experience here through Toastmasters. I have held positions at Toastmasters, so I'm going to put Toastmasters International, and I did have a position there as a vice president. Make-A-Wish from 2019 to 2020. Okay, I'm going to highlight this quickly. All right, yeah, these are the 2 experiences that I would definitely mention to the employer. So finally, the interest section it's an optional section, right? If you want, you can put it here, or if it's completely optional. So I generally put in my interest here. I am a badminton player. I have played for the state, so I love badminton. I'm going to say that I won third place for women's badminton in Pittsburgh. So interest, and then this is just again optional. If you want, you can do it. If not, you can completely eliminate it. And maybe I will write traveling. You are a person who likes to travel, visit new country here. All right. So this is it, and I hope this. So that here you have it. You have a resume ready for an entry-level data analyst. I hope this walkthrough of the resume helped you, and be sure to check out my previous videos, and also give this video a like, subscribe, and share this with your friends for whom this video will be helpful. See you in the next one.